How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're talking about these DJI mics and a couple different ways that I use them in my workflow for my videography business, doing weddings, corporate videos, all of the above. We're going to talk about how useful these little things truly are. So if you didn't know, DJI, the brand that makes all the drones, apparently has now dived into mics. And a little while back, I picked these guys up and I have absolutely loved having them. They've been a great addition and a great replacement to my previous system for lavalier mics. Previously, I used those big, hunky Rode Link wireless mics. They're huge, they're bulky, they're heavy, and they take actual batteries. There's no way to like recharge them easily. You have to put actual batteries inside of them, and just seemed very old school, and so I was looking for a new replacement option to consider. Now, I'm not going to dive crazy deep into the specs of these mics. You can get that in another video elsewhere. I do want to do a really quick rundown of what these are and what makes them so special. You could use these the traditional way like I would have previously with my Rode Link wireless mics, where I have a transmitter, I run a lavalier mic up to the person speaking like I'm doing right now, and that transmitter is sending the audio to the camera. You have the receiver mounted on the camera, plugged into it, and that's giving you audio from the lavalier mic. That's the traditional way, but these also are not just transmitters, they're also mics. You can literally record onto these. They have internal storage, and all you gotta do is press the record button. You can see that red light turn on, and now this is also a recording. I'm speaking into this right now. I'll include this audio for you guys instead of the other one. So this is what the audio quality sounds like of these if you're holding them close and you're talking right into them. They're not bad at all. They're pretty good sounding. Now you can use it this way. You could literally use this as the mic itself, or you could run, like I'm doing right now, a cable up with the lavalier mic, and I can also have that audio going as well. But either way, you can kind of get pretty versatile with these and how you use them. These are so small, you can literally throw these anywhere and get good quality audio. It's pretty dang cool. And so what I found is you can get pretty dang creative with how you use these mics in your workflow. So I want to go over a couple different ways I've used these for weddings specifically to get some great quality audio and how I incorporate them. So the first way would be the traditional lavalier mic path, where you are, what I'm doing right now, you have a cable running up, you're clipping it on with the lavalier mic, and that's running to the mic, and then that mic is also sending audio to the camera to embed the audio right into the video. So what I would use this for is things like the bride reading her letter. I have this same lavalier mic, this white one that I'm using right now. I would put that on the bride when I'm having her read her letter. It's a great way to get good audio without having a super distracting black mic or black cable. I can use this white lavalier mic and it blends in with the white dress. Now, even though this is a traditional path to recording audio with a lavalier mic, the cool thing here is not only do I have the audio running to the camera, recording into the camera, so I have that one track, but I also am recording onto the mic itself when I'm doing this. So I have two recordings of the same thing, so I'm kind of getting a backup. Even when I'm using this in the traditional sense of a lavalier mic, I'm getting a second backup source of audio. And then the second way that I've been incorporating this into my workflow has been to literally take this guy and just throw it somewhere. Not literally throw it, but put it somewhere, place it somewhere carefully. It's expensive, but place it somewhere where you literally are just using this by itself as your mic. No cables, no cords, no nothing, just this by itself. You can still either send the audio wirelessly to the camera or record to it or both, but this itself can be your mic. So what I would do is, for example, on grooms or officiants during ceremonies for the weddings when they've got the suits, you can either throw this mic, clip it onto the lapel, you can tuck it in so it's not quite as visible, or what I've been liking to do is in their front pocket, most of the suits, if not all the suits have front pockets, you can slip this little guy right in there, clip it over the side, or use the magnet so it's even more hidden. You take this little magnet that it comes with, put this actual mic on the inside of the pocket with just the top sticking up barely, and then clip the magnet on the outside, and you've got a great option there to literally just in like seconds throw this onto a groom, officiant, anyone like that, where you can just clip it on and you've got audio. And then the third way that I have incorporated this microphone into my wedding workflow is to actually put this on another handheld mic. And I'll take the gaff tape, tape it onto the handheld mic, and then people are literally standing there holding the handheld mic from the DJ, but I also have my mic taped on there getting good quality audio as well. And all of this is just to suffice as a backup or maybe my main source of audio, but at least another source of audio in the event that the DJ's don't get good quality. A lot of times they do, but a lot of times they don't as well. So it's good for me to have my own source of audio and just a second source just in case. And frequently, I end up liking my own audio out of these better, honestly. Now that's basically my workflow and how I incorporate these into weddings. I want to go over a few more things that I like about this before I go into a couple cons before we wrap this video up. And the first and most important pro of this mic is the charging case that it comes with. If you have AirPods or AirPod Pros already, you're already pretty familiar with this concept, but this charging case is basically the same way. You plop in the mics and the receiver and you close it up and it will recharge your stuff that's in it, which is super nice because you don't have to recharge the charging case very often. Every so often, maybe every couple weeks, I'll charge it. And in between, I don't have to do anything but put the mics and receivers inside of the charging case and it will recharge them for me without having to do anything else. There's no cords, no cables, no plugging it in, just it's literally sitting in my camera bag inside of this and it's getting charged up. That's super nice. And then another big pro I like about these is the wind muffs that come with it, or windscreens, whatever you want to call them, the dead cats, the little furry things. They come with one of those for each of these mics and you literally just put them in there, twist them, and they lock on, and they do work very, very well. When I have weddings out in heavy wind, which happens, I don't know, maybe 50% of the time, I'm doing a wedding ceremony, it's kind of a windy day, and I'm worried about audio, or just like anyone would be, and I'll throw that little windscreen on there, put it, like I said, on the officiant's jacket or however I want to position it, and I get great quality audio. Sometimes it's kind of funny because the DJ will have their mic that they've put on them, and you can hear through the speakers the wind noise coming through and it sounds bad. And then I listen back to my audio from these with the windscreen on them and it sounds perfect. So they do work very, very well and super easy to take on and off and not really a big hassle at all. The last pro I want to talk about is these little magnets that come on them. They clip onto the back of the little clip there, and they're a little small, lightweight during the toast or ceremonies when you've got a mic stand there, and instead of having to actually tape this onto the mic itself, sometimes all I literally have to do is just ding, just like that. It'll just pop right onto the mic stand because a lot of them are metal. So you just throw this on there and then you don't even have to mess with tape, don't have to mess with cables. It is the simplest thing. It takes literally 1 second. You walk up to the mic stand, click this on there, and you've got a source of audio. It may not be your main source of audio, it may not be the best location depending on how it's situated, but at a minimum you have another backup source of audio as well that takes no time to set up. And now onto the cons of this mic. There aren't a whole lot, but there's a few, and obviously they're not big enough to make me want to jump ship to anything else because it's still the best solution I've found for my audio for stuff like weddings. But a couple cons. First thing is going to be this charging case. In theory is great, but a lot of the times when I go to put things in there, the mics register just fine. They start charging. But the receiver sometimes, when you throw that in there, I don't know what it is with the connection in the bottom there, or maybe it's something, I don't think I did anything wrong. But you put the receiver in there and sometimes it charges, sometimes it doesn't. So I have had it before where I get to a wedding, it's only happened once, but I get to a wedding and the receiver's not charged because it was sitting in here, it wasn't charging, and I had used it previously and I thought it was charging, but it wasn't. So I got there, receiver's not working, so instead of being able to run audio wirelessly to the camera so that the audio is synced up with the video, I have to just record. It's nice that it at least has this as a backup option, but I have to record onto these and then sync up the audio later in post. It's not ideal. I only had to do it once, but yeah, so sometimes I do have to get a little tricky with like just pushing down on certain sides of the receiver to make it to actually like register and sit flush in there so it starts charging. And the last con, which isn't a crazy big deal, and I have a workaround for it, but when you start to record, or even when you don't record, you've got this green light on the outside of it, which is saying that it is on and it is synced to the receiver. And then when you hit record, it turns this red light on, and that's also nice. It's telling you, hey, this thing is recording. It's good information to be able to have. But you've got these freaking red and green lights looking like Christmas. It looks like the two lights on a boat when you're looking at one at night. It's pretty distracting and pretty annoying. And there is a workaround. I just end up taking some black gaff tape and taping over those two lights. I'd take a little tiny little piece, tear it off, place it on there, and that covers it up. It's not the prettiest looking after you do that, but it works and it solves the problem. And so yeah, just taping over them has been a pretty simple solution for me. But once again, you're hiding the fact that you don't know whether it's on or whether it's recording when you do that. So kind of a trade-off, but it's a solution and a workaround that I've found. And that's gonna be it for these DJI mics. They have been a absolute godsend for me with my wedding workflow compared to what I was using previously. I've loved having them. They've given me the versatility and simplicity of a mic setup that I've been only dreaming about since I first started filming stuff. So it's been a great option, and more importantly, the audio quality sounds pretty dang good. With that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great day.